You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
George Conway thinks he knows who Trump's incompetent personal advisor is based on an article by Nick Hilden. Trump is the advisor. Stop pretending otherwise. The Evasion, Senator Thom Tillis tried to launder Trump's responsibility through a ghost story about an incompetent personal advisor. That is not analysis. It is political cover for a president publicly defending a cash payout for January 6 defendants while one of his own senators tries to shut the scheme down. The source material is useful because it shows the gap between the official language and the actual chain of power. Trump posted the position. Trump demanded the payment. Trump set the terms. The advisor excuse is a rhetorical smoke bomb designed to make deliberate presidential action sound like clerical confusion. Who actually decided? The institutional power here sits exactly where it always sits in Trump world. With Trump, Tillis is correct that Acting AG Todd Blanche is involved in the mechanics, and Cornyn and Tillis are trying to end the fund. But the operative fact is that the president is still pushing it forward. That matters because the issue is not just whether some settlement can be amended. It is who is forcing the federal government to contemplate paying people who assaulted police officers and invaded the Capitol. The answer in the source is unambiguous. Trump is. The blame game. Tillis's phrasing is the kind of cowardice that keeps the Republican Party functional as a personality cult. He knows exactly who is responsible because he is replying directly to Trump's own post. Yet, he reaches for a nameless advisor instead of naming the man who owns the position and broadcasts it in public. That is the misdirection at the center of the story. The weaker actor gets blamed. The stronger one gets infantilized. Trump is never allowed to be the author of his own authoritarian impulse. He is always treated like a victim of bad staffing, bad framing, bad luck, or some nearby subordinate who failed to stop him. That fiction is a political service, not a mistake. January 6 as a loyalty test. Trump's claim that insurrectionists have never been treated so badly is not confusion. It is a loyalty test. He is not merely defending the defendants. He is recoding violent attack as injury and asking his party to accept that inversion. That is what the slush fund language obscures. This is not about compensation in any ordinary sense. It is about rewarding a political base that tried to overturn an election and then demanding that the federal government participate in the rewrite. The cruelty is not incidental. It is the point. The Republican reflex. Tillis's objection shows that even some Republicans understand the optics are rotten, that the party's instinct is still to argue over wording instead of confronting the structure that produced the demand. As long as Trump can dictate the frame, Republican senators are reduced to choosing between compliance and evasive half-dissent. That is the real pattern. Republican institutions keep bending themselves around a man who treats the presidency as personal property and the state as an instrument for tribute. The problem is not that his allies are confused about who is in charge. They know. They just keep pretending not to, because admitting it would force them to act like they live in a constitutional system instead of a protection racket. A larger lesson. This story is not about one settlement or one senator's awkward phrasing. It is about the continuing Republican refusal to name power when power wears Trump's face. The euphemisms are the tell. The excuses are the tell. The fake search for the advisor is the tell. If a president can openly champion compensation for January 6 attackers and still be treated as someone merely advised into it, then the media and his party are still doing his work for him. The lesson is simple. When Trump speaks, Trump decides. Everything else is permission structure. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to AlterNet for today's article with the automated voice of LJ. Thanks for listening.